So, you want to convert a van? Well, let me share my experience, and at the end of this video you can see if you're still up for it. When I started my van conversion, I had no money. But I remember seeing this one video of this photographer who said,
when I first moved into the van, I realized and recognized that it was very important for me to create space to be creative. For me, there was no better way to be inspired than live on the road and wake up in a new location every day.
Now, I'm a filmmaker. I love making videos. And I realized all I need is a camera, a laptop, and that's it. It just didn't make sense for me anymore to be stuck in one place while I can take my work anywhere. And I figured if I can combine my two biggest passions, filmmaking, traveling, I'll be one happy individual. But enough about me, let's talk about you. Okay, so I think the first question you should ask yourself is, why do you want to live in a van? Or maybe you don't want to live in a van and you just want to convert it for holiday purposes or weekends off, and I think that's all fine. But living in a van, I think it's something different. Again, I don't have that much experience, a couple months, but please get an idea of what it's like to live in a van. Ask your grandparents' RV, or maybe hire an RV or a camper event. Just get a feel of what it's like to live in such a small space. Does that make sense? The second thing you should ask yourself is the money question. At least for me, it was quite a lot of money. And I think having a rough idea of what it cost. What does it cost? So I've just put in all the receipts of the van conversion. 548. Wow, 11,679 euros. So I planned 8,600 euros and I'm already at 11,679 euros, and I haven't even got the electricity in place. I've spent 11,679 euros on what I have now, including this. I need another 2,000 euros for the electrical system, and I'm going for a quite big one. So I want 2 solar panels on the roof, I want 2 big batteries, and everything that wires and lights and that comes in between. So that brings me up a total of 30,679 euros. And I get it, you look at these numbers and you think, I can do it cheaper. Because I've been there. I watched like other videos when I started out and I thought, you know, I'm gonna do it cheaper. And who knows, you might. But please realize that I already put a lot of my time in researching how to get the product for the best price. And as you can see, that's all reused wood, recycled wood. And by the way, a lot of it, for example, my tap, this one, it's all second-handed. So I put in a lot of effort to get it cheap. But I feel if you're really a professional in getting stuff cheap, and maybe you have some stuff laying around already and that's your goal, like you want to get in cheap, I feel the van conversion needs a minimum of 3,000 euros. And in other videos I go really in depth and explain why, but just for now, for your calculation, a minimum of 3,000 euros. If you're like me, you want to do it cheap, but you realize you have to live in it, so you don't want total shit products, then I would say 5,000 for a van conversion is a good guess. Now, if you have money and you don't want to put so much time in researching, going to second-hand shops, all that stuff, I would say 7,000, maybe even up to 10,000 is a good guess for you. Now, and for the van, the cost of a van, that just varies. I got this van for 7,200, but it needed the service and everything, so in total I think it was around 8,000 euros. Again, depends on what you want. You can get a van that breaks down in a couple of months for maybe 1,000 euros, and you can get all the way up to, I don't know, 50,000. It depends where you're at. Also, a thing to consider is, are you planning to live in it for 10 years? Or is it just for a journey that takes a year? Because obviously for a 10-year plan, you're gonna need a lot of quality requirements. And for the year, you know, you can save a lot of money. You get my point. Also, I didn't take that in consideration, but another thing is tools. You know, and stuff. Because you're gonna need tools. And the better the tools, the faster you can get the job done, or maybe the better you get the job done. I was lucky enough to go by friends and my parents and got that stuff, like a screwdriver and an electric drill and everything. I bought one thing, it was like 50 euros. But if you don't have that, or if you don't have friends who have that, that's gonna... Also another video is coming for what you need. Oh yeah, another thing, 3, this is question 3, yeah. Third question. Where are you gonna convert it? Because you need a place. You're gonna drill holes in the roof, you're gonna drill holes in the floor, and then it starts to rain. And you're gonna assemble a lot of wood, and you need a place for that. And you just need a place that you can do the sawing and everything. So having space around your van, that is a nice thing. Last question, time. Do you have the time to convert it? I converted the thing in 4 months. I set out to do it in 3 months, but that was just insane. You have to consider, like, it took me 4 months of day in, day out working on the van. You know, and of course sometimes I took the weekend off, but my point is, it's gonna take a lot of time. So if you don't enjoy working with your hands or being creative, then don't bother. Like, you're better off buying an RV that's already has everything inside, because it takes time. So if you want to do it like I did, go all in, full-time van conversion, I would say 4 months minimum. Maybe you're that odd guy out that can do it in 3 months. I couldn't. I think 4 months if you work really hard. If you're doing it on the side, like more as a hobby project, then a year would be fair, I guess. Whew. So that's a wrap on my first how-to tutorial, kinda, at least the first official VANLIFE video. You will help me by first subscribe if you haven't already, and second, give me some feedback. Like, does this help you? Is it too long? Is it good? Is it bad? Help me out a little bit. Well, see you in the next video.